semi-final weekend in the FA Cup. Arsenal take on Blackburn Rovers as the Gunners reach the last four for the 5th consecutive season. Holders Manchester United are desperate to retain the cup. First, they must overcome Graham Souness's Newcastle United. '60 was the last time Blackburn Rovers featured in an FA Cup semi-final, but for Arsenal it's become very familiar territory. Arsenal come into the match as the form side with 6 consecutive wins. But the last time Blackburn won the cup in 1928, it was Arsenal that they beat in a semi-final. There are 2 significant absentees for Arsenal, injured pair Sol Campbell and top scorer Thierry Henry. But Dennis Bergkamp and Freddie Ljungberg both return to the Gunners' side. Ljungberg, who's twice scored for Arsenal in FA Cup finals. The last time Arsenal won the FA Cup was 2 years ago, and it was Robert Pires who scored the only goal as the Gunners beat Southampton. Pires plays his 26th FA Cup tie today. Blackburn utilised their customary 4-5-1 formation with South Africa's international captain Aaron McQuain as a deep-lying midfielder. Up front, Paul Dickhoff, who started his career at Arsenal and who would have played in the 1993 final for the Gunners, but for suspension. Norwegian winger Morten Gamst Pedersen scored Blackburn's winners in the replays in both rounds 3 and 5. Can he complete his first season in England with a place in the final? Commentary comes from Gary Blue.
It's Blackburn Rovers who get the FA Cup semi-final underway against Arsenal in their traditional blue and white half shirts. Robbie Savage is content only with a place on the subs bench today. Dominic Matteo, former Scotland international. Morten Gamst Pedersen. Stephen Reid, the Republic of Ireland international. Oh, that's a tough call. Vieira seemed to win the ball, and that's what he's saying to the referee. Stephen Reid was challenging for it there. In fact, he didn't win the ball. He just hooked away the legs of the Irish international. Morten Gamst Pedersen. Reid took a deflection, well held by Jens Lehmann. Well-struck free kick. Seemed to come off Freddie Ljungberg. That must have made it even more difficult for the German goalkeeper of Arsenal. Pires. Could be a break on here. Vieira. Reyes for Arsenal. Driven straight at Brad Friedel. Pires. Pires again, it's Vieira. Chipped in here towards Kolo Touré. 1-0 to the Arsenal, and it's Robert Pires. Kolo Touré was the architect of that goal. And Robert Pires, who's already scored an FA Cup winning goal here in 2003, gives Arsenal the lead. Pires began the move. Vieira chipped it in. Kolo Touré slammed it back across the face of goal, and it was a simple tap-in for the Frenchman. One of the least expected architects of an Arsenal goal, Kolo Touré, their central defender, has provided the assist for Robert Pires. Advantage Arsenal at half-time. Goal scored by Robert Pires.
Half-time score.
There have been very few chances in this game. Brad Friedel has produced 2 marvellous stops to deny Arsenal, but he could do nothing with that simple tap-in set up here by Kolo Touré. So the half-time score in this FA Cup semi-final from Cardiff's Millennium Stadium is Arsenal 1, Blackburn Rovers 0. Blackburn Rovers, who largely defensive mode for most of that first half, to change their game plan. Pires. Cesc Fabregas. Fabulous save again by Brad Friedel. This time denying Gilberto. Gilberto Silva. who scored here against Manchester United in the Community Shield, almost scores a second Arsenal goal, which would have signalled their progression to the FA Cup final. Corner kick to Arsenal, who are pressing Blackburn here. It's only the second corner kick of the game, and Arsenal have won them both. Reyes. Free-header at the far post by Gilberto Silva. And there was some pushing going on in the middle by Kolo Touré. Free kick to Blackburn. Blackburn need to be reintroduced to the football. You can see it does not please Mark Hughes one little bit. No one certainly thought there was a free kick, but his direction, kick off, combative to the last, spitting his venom out towards the Arsenal player. Bergkamp flicks on dangerously. That is not going to count even had it gone in. Friedel produced a marvellous save, but Arsenal were offside here. Gilberto Silva drove the ball straight at Friedel.
Dennis Bergkamp.
Exit Dennis Bergkamp. And the non-flying Dutchman replaced by a flying Dutchman, Robin van Persie. So Robin van Persie on for the last 8 minutes, but Blackburn too have made a switch of their own. And just as I predicted, John Stead, their tall striker, will come on here to replace fullback Dominic Matteo. Lauren. Remember, there was a late goal here for Blackburn. We've head for extra time. Arsenal trying to lock the back door and throw away the key. Possession will do it here for Arsenal. Another goal would do very nicely indeed. They are going to the FA Cup final. It's Robin van Persie. They can book their return visit here in May. It is all over. Lovely turn by Van Persie, spinning away from his marker, and the coolest of finishes. And the player who scored in round 3 against Stoke has come up with an even bigger goal here for Arsenal. Arsenal, who won the Cup in 2002 and 2003, are heading back to Cardiff, and they could have a 3-goal advantage. Cesc Fabregas denied by Brad Friedel. Some of these young, talented stars could carry on Arsenal's success for many years to come. And here's Pires. It's Van Persie! Oh. Simply stunning. He might have taken a whack in the face, but that was a punch right to the nose of Blackburn Rovers. Pires provided the scoring pass. And look at that by Van Persie. Just collided with Andy Todd accidentally. That's why he's taken a whack in his face. He was turning away to celebrate. And this looks rather serious, as Van Persie needs a fair bit of treatment here. Oh, just looking at that slow motion replay again, it doesn't look so innocent, does it? In 2001, 2002, 2003 and now 2005. Arsenal are back in the FA Cup final, and they're coming back to Cardiff next month. 2 goals by Robin van Persie in the closing stages have killed off Blackburn Rovers, and Arsenal's quest for silverware is still alive and well. The final score from Cardiff's Millennium Stadium in the FA Cup semi-final. A convincing win for the Gunners. Arsenal 3, Blackburn Rovers 0.
Newcastle Newcastle have had a disastrous 2 weeks, but were hoping that this match would revive their season. So Alex Ferguson announced this week that the FA Cup was top of his agenda, though. Newcastle were dumped out of the UEFA Cup by Sporting Lisbon, and Manchester United are overwhelming favourites to compound their heartbreak. They've not lost Newcastle for 3.5 years. Graham Souness's men are without the suspended Kieran Dyer and Lee Bowyer, who were sent off for fighting each other in the recent league match with Villa. But Alan Shearer's overcome a dead leg to play, while Laurent Robert's recalled after his criticism of Souness saw him left out of the side beaten in Lisbon. Partnering Shearer up front is Shola Amiobi, who scored only one Premiership goal all season, but he has found the net in FA Cup rounds 3 and 4. Ryan Giggs, who scored that famous winner in the 1999 semi-final against Arsenal, is fit enough for a place on the bench after recovering from a hamstring injury, while Ruud van Nistelrooy, who amazingly hasn't scored for United since November, is part of a three-pronged attack with Wayne Rooney and Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo scored in the final against Millwall last season and has scored in 3 of the 4 rounds of the Cup this year. Your commentator is Peter Bracken.
So off we go as Mike Riley gets us underway. Manchester United defending the goal to our right. And here is Gary Neville, 3 times an FA Cup winner. Van Nistelrooy, can he break his barren spell this afternoon? 8 games in without a goal, and he really has looked a shadow of his former self. Keane. Decent effort too from Van Nistelrooy. Getting sharp out on that occasion. And well saved by Shay Given. United on the prowl again. Is there contact? I think that is a penalty. Ronaldo went down. Well, Newcastle are incensed, or is it? No, it's the other way. He's actually penalised Mike Riley for diving. He certainly stuck out a leg. Down went Ronaldo. Was there contact? Hard to tell. A lot of early good movement from Manchester United. They've actually won only 2 of their last 6 games. They've lost their way a bit. The manager feels they've been too complacent. They certainly underperformed last week at Norwich. Ronaldo, who has lit up this season at times. Van Nistelrooy, it's in! The barren run is over, and Manchester United, to the manager's delight, take the lead. They've been threatening to score. And Van Nistelrooy is back with a goal. His first in 9 matches. I didn't think at first he'd hit it that convincingly. They weren't tight enough on him. There was a slip there by Boomsong. And the shot just squeezed past Given. Here's Scholes. Still very much a fixture. Well, not for England now. Ferdinand. For Keane. Just too far for Van Nistelrooy, but not for Hensey. Oh, that was a great shot set. Well, Fitton Fortune, who came bursting through, and they didn't pick him up. Rooney. Slipped on then for Scholes. Here's Rooney again. We'll have a go from here. Oh, it was fumbled by Given. And much to his relief, it fell behind the line. Really run for on Wayne Rooney's mind here. It was too close to Given, but he made a meal of it, the Irish goalkeeper. A few more lurid headlines about him off the field, Wayne Rooney, this week. His manager's too impressed at the moment, where he always seems to be on the front pages. He suggests he should take up piano lessons, piano playing, and curb his anger. Oh, it's number 2! Paul Scholes with such an accurate header there. No defenders really responded here. He's made that run across defenders, across the box, and guided his header beyond Shay Given. Whipped in by Ronaldo, and finished so emphatically by Scholes, and it's 2-0 to Manchester United. His 3rd goal then in the FA Cup this season. A big loss for England, Paul Scholes, with his decision to retire from the international scene, but he's very much a fixture and a vital component of Manchester United's team, and he has doubled their advantage at the halfway stage. So Newcastle with an awful lot to do now in the second period. They trailed Manchester United, the cup holders, by 2-0. Welcome back from me, Peter Brackley, to the second half of this FA Cup semi-final from the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, as Newcastle 2-0 down start the second half. Now attacking, and they'll hope to be attacking more often than they did in the first half, attacking the goal to our left. And they made 2 changes. Charlie Nzogbia and Andy O'Brien have been brought on in place of Amdi Faye and Celestine Babayaro. Shearer barging into Brown and getting away from him. Well, he was tripped then by Brown. He's got to be cautioned for that. Also an offence too from Shearer. Did seem to be a shove initially from the former England striker. Brown certainly thought so. The referee's assistant was unimpressed. But then Mike Riley and the assistant there in total accord. It was a foul by Brown. Laurent Robert. Boy, do they need him to deliver. Out by Hetze. Rooney on the chase with Milner, who won it cleanly enough, but now it's Ronaldo. He's got Rooney up with him, and Ruud van Nistelrooy in the middle. Here is Van Nistelrooy! Oh, and it could have, maybe should have been 3. In his pomp, he'd have tucked that one away, surely. Just that little bit of edge to his finishing. Even though he scored in the first half, it has been lacking in recent weeks. And I think there was further evidence of it there. Now, but here is Taylor. Given away then by Nicky Butt. It was a tired pass too, and he might have put his team in trouble. Scholes. Again, some fine movement from United. Here's Rooney. And then Scholes. Rolled on. Van Nistelrooy. It's 3. No doubt about the outcome there. Or indeed now, surely, of this semi-final. Wonderful, incisive counter-attacking play, and it all stemmed from that misplaced pass from Nicky Butt. It left his teammates in all kind of difficulties, and they've really capitalised on it, Manchester United. Scholes rolled on invitingly to Ruud van Nistelrooy. And it's yet another double for him in the FA Cup. That's 7 now. The man who'd forgotten how to score has suddenly remembered. And he can relax a little now down on that bench through Alec Ferguson. He's had his critics in recent weeks, but he is a winner and will remain so. Losing his hairs has never been part of my life's agenda. But here's Amiobi with a chance for Newcastle, and he squeezed it in. Don't write us off yet. That's the message. 3-1. 2 goals in the space of, 2 minutes. And at last, at long last, something for those Newcastle fans who've made this long journey down to Cardiff to enthuse about. It was Brown's mistake initially, on by Shearer, and Amiobi in the, well, with the tightest of angles, has put it away. Rolled on there by Shearer despite being clattered from behind. And it seemed to go between the legs of Tim Howard. I saw it described somewhere this week, his mood, Sir Alec Ferguson, as volcanic after the Norwich game, and 1 or 2 other things off the field this week. Oh! What a great save that was. Van Nistelrooy so close then to a hat-trick. Shay Given managing to tip it over, showing great agility here. But such quick thinking as well from Van Nistelrooy, who's got his confidence back in front of goal. Here's Rooney, bursting clear. If he can get away from Carr. Now it's Rooney, he's got Scholes. Who's alongside him, was broken up by Taylor, but the free kick's been given in a very precarious position too. Boomsong, who brought down Wayne Rooney. Up comes Paul Scholes, beaten out. Shay Given did well then to get strong hands behind it. Really fired that in, Scholes. Straight hat Shea given, but he had to respond all the same. And he did so admirably to get it away. That was Ronaldo. Andy O'Brien with the header. Now Scholes. Oh, Shearer launched himself at him. It remains an absorbing FA Cup semi-final. Mainly one way in the first half. Renewed hope though for Newcastle, even though they'd gone 3 down. A strike from Amiobi brought them back into it a little. Rooney trying to finish them off. There are so much talent in this Manchester United team. They have been misfiring lately, but they have looked lethal throughout this game so far. Combining with fortune. Neville, Van Nistelrooy, Ronaldo, and it's 4-1. And surely now, Manchester United have booked their place in the final. The holders are on their way. Newcastle with players committed further forward. Left some spaces back there. No one marking Ronaldo. And it was a sweet finish from the Portuguese. Here's O'Brien. And it will be an Arsenal-Manchester United FA Cup final in 2005. Sir Alex Ferguson's team have joined their great rivals for this year's showcase occasion by ending Newcastle hopes of a trophy for another season. A shattering end to such a miserable few days for the Geordies and their long-suffering fans. United on their way thanks to Van Nistelrooy's strike early on. And then just before half-time they got a second. Amiobi, at least with a reply for Newcastle, but then Ronaldo made sure that it will be United going on to the final on this same pitch on May the 21st. They have beaten Newcastle by 4 goals to 1.